Yo, 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 what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, all that other good shh. Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. I get a number of messages that such and such said this, and this person said this, and this person said that. I'm going to tell you, I don't care how long some of these people have been around, and I'm just being realistic with you. Even if we cut back to guys who've been there for 25 years, guys who can be accredited from being there at the very beginning, I've seen at all levels people sell out. They do it all the time. I don't care if they're using their kids to promote shit. I don't care if they're using relatives, their wives, booty models, whatever. It's all about marketing and branding to these people now. The truth of the matter is that if your dog is overweight, can't breathe, structure's not right, some cases temperament's not right, does not fit the American bully standard as to what we say it's supposed to be. Well, if all of these things are happening, then you don't have a true American bully. You don't have a good dog. You don't have a dog that's worth selling. And let's just be realistic. If you have a dog that's having breathing issues, if your dog has issues that are detriment to the breed, and you continue to push this, and you continue now to try to make people believe something differently, you're nothing but a detriment to the breed. So many people have tried to push off these ideas that you can have a screwed up dog and keep excuse me, and keep on going with it, and it doesn't matter. I don't care who it is, and I'm not naming names, but I'm just being realistic. You bring out these exotic type looking dogs, there's no respect for you, man. It's obvious that you're doing something outside of what the breed standard says. You're obviously doing something outside of what our breeding ethics would say that we should be doing. And with you doing that, you're doing it all for profit. This is why you see the same cliques of people hanging together and pushing off their products and trying to do whatever they're trying to do, because it's a money game. And I'm not against anybody getting paid for their services, but at the end of the day, what are we doing here that we can't follow rules? This is why the breed looks like it looks. This is the way things are. This is why things are what they are. There's no education. Most of these people are liking and promoting dogs that are showing very, very strong signs of dwarfism, Down syndrome, and other issues. I'm gonna tell you, if you're new into this, maybe even if you're a little bit older into this, man, do your research, find out what a good healthy dog is, study the standard, and stop falling for these chumps and their little sales pitches. We've seen a million times where guys say they're just in it for the money. Then some guys are not as brazen enough to say I'm just in it for the money, but they show you, because when you ask them to show you quality health in dogs, they can't. They don't want to talk about health. They don't want to talk about longevity. They don't want to talk about proper conformation. As a matter of fact, a lot of times they will lie to you. A true breeder will step up to the plate and tell you exactly everything that's wrong with the dog and how the dog is supposed to be. You can easily check the knowledge or lack of knowledge at times that people are giving you by checking the standard. It's just that simple, it's that simple now. The days of overweight dogs dying at 2 years old, 3 years old should be done with. The whole thing with the cleft palates, where you hear these dogs that can't breathe and they keep on having that snorting sound when they can't, not cleft palates, I'm sorry, soft palates. But when you see the soft palate issue, these people nowadays are fixing these dogs and reselling them to be bred, or they're breeding them themselves. So you put more and more of that issue in there, and it's sad. It's sad to say the least. We have, amongst all other issues that we have in the breed, besides the breathing issues, we have the lying of the paperwork that has allowed the dogs to be somewhat inbred, because people lie so much you don't know what you're breeding. So you have a lot of genes that are pretty much like just creating an ancestral type thing that's going on, that's causing more and more defects throughout our whole breed. It's sad that we've not gotten to the point that at the very least we can recognize. You can't recognize the lie because there's so many of them in this breed, but you can recognize with your eyes and with proper veterinarian visits that, hey, This dog is not meant to be bred. And we have to get to that point, you know. It's the same thing with this whole exotic movement and everything else. Like, I still hope that some guys can get it right. But at the end of the day, the exotic movement to me is really a lot of bullshit. I mean, you guys, you post these dogs up with these weird splayed feet and popped out elbows, and then you see some of them where the tongue is just hanging out the mouth, and they can't even get the damn tongue in their mouth, and all these different issues, structural issues. Some of the dogs are obviously have Down syndrome. Yet and still, y'all talk about making a healthy dog, and even the people who are saying they're making healthy dogs. Not that they're not trying to make healthy dogs, but their dogs are dying at a fast rate too. You can't show me an exotic that's like 5, 6, 7 years old. I know where a couple are, but they don't look like your typical exotics. They look, like strong F1s or something like that. But you can't. I'm sorry, I'm shaking and making the screen shake. But you can't show me a very, 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 very nice, well-aged exotic. You just can't. And the reason being for that is because the dogs are garbage. The way that they were bred to get the look that they have, that's a dwarfism look. I've said this before. That's a Down syndrome look. The qualities that we like are qualities that make these dogs sick and incapable of living a long, healthy life. So we have to start questioning ourselves as breeders and as people. Are we going to make sense out of the madness, or are we going to continue to go along with everything that's destroying not only our breeds, but is destroying our community? This community is not respected because of what we see. I understand that people are fans of certain people in the community, but, why is DNA testing such a big issue? Why is people turning down so many DNA tests? Why is it, all these different issues with just being honest and above board to do the things the way the dogs are supposed to be done? We have to take a stronger look at what it is that we're doing, and maybe things will get better. But this was just a brief rant, a bunch of things that I had on my mind. Later on, maybe I'm going to have to redo the whole Gotti video. It won't upload for some reason. I did do it, so maybe I'll try it to the computer. If it's any other topics that y'all really want to hit on, let's hit on some. But I'm going to talk about the problem with trying to breed out genetics. I'll have a pretty nice video on that. But it's a process that really, it's only one way to do things. I won't ruin the video, but trust and believe the best way to do things is to get rid of bad genetics and not incorporate them or compound them. Because trust and believe, although you believe that one trait is bad, like maybe dwarfism, when you start compounding dwarfism, when you start compounding Down syndrome, you come up with something different that's far worse than what you originally started off with, which was also, already a problem. But we'll get into that later, man. Much love to y'all. God bless y'all. Holla at y'all later. Peace.